Good afternoon, everyone. Now, in this video, we will discuss about that how to create the tables in our database. In our last video, we discussed about that how to create the databases. Now, we will just open it, click on by this icon. But now this time, my database is already existing, so I have to click it. Now, open the database, and then you will select your database from the path. Open it. Now the field will be open. Now, in this case, we will create a table. Now, table, there are the three ways create table in design view, and we use wizard to create table. Actually, there are the two ways to create the table, but it is used to create the view. We will discuss later on about it. Now, today in this video, we will learn about these two methods. Now, in this case, create, you have to just click on it. Now, this dialog box will be open before you. The design window, this is your design window. Now, whatever you want to make the table, suppose you want to make a table, then what type of field you want to keep in it? You will write the field name. Suppose I want to make the table for the PL parents. So I am taking it here, parent ID. Now, ID must be an integer, so you may change it from here. You have to click on this drop down. Now you may select it from there. Suppose I want to make it integer. If you want to write any description about this field, then you need key or a primary key. I am going to make it a primary. Unique data, having a unique data, I am going to make it primary. Now the second is the suppose father name. We know that the father name must be in the text, that is a having character, so it is okay text varchar. So if you want to write the description that field contains the value of the father's name, so you want to write, you can write it here. Otherwise, no need to write it. Similarly, the mother name. Now the father occupation. So mother occupation. Now in all the fields you want, there is a text. Suppose date of birth. Suppose you want to keep the date of birth. Then that must be not date. So you will take it from the date. In the date of birth, date is sufficient. So I will take it date, time, or date time. But date is sufficient for the date of birth, so date I will take it here. Now, whenever I am going to create the fields here, you can see that the field properties is being displaying at the below of the screen. Now here, suppose I'm going to change the father name. In this case, the father name, the length of the field is 50 is sufficient, or you want to make less or increase the value, then you may set it. That means now the only 40 characters can be saved in this field. If the name having a more than 40 characters, then only the 40 characters will be saved in that field. Now similarly, if you want to set the default value, then you may set it. Suppose I want to set Mr. Then it will be set it. Similarly, in case of the mother, father occupation like this, and the date of birth, if you want to set the default value, then you may set. But the date of birth cannot be set by the default value, so I'm not going to set it. So the entry required, it is if it is mandatory, and you will make it yes, otherwise you will keep it no. Now the table is ready. I am going to save it, but you can see here that the no primary key is being generated because it is not. I have written the primary key, but I have not generated this one. Either you will right click on it, set the primary key, either you will make it like this, or suppose I have not made it. In that case, you are going to save the table. Then it will ask you the name of the table. Then suppose I am going to save it PBL parent. Now press OK. Whenever I will press OK, it will ask me that you have not keep any primary key in this table. So do you want to make it? Should a primary key should be created now? If I will press yes, then it will. So I am going to press it yes. Then it will create the primary key by on its own. So, but if you want to make your own key, then you will have to make it a primary key and you have to remove this field. Suppose I want to remove it, and you will make it a primary key. Then it will be set out here. Now save it. Yes. Okay. Now the close the table. Then the table will be created TBL parent. Now the second way to create the table is using wizard to create table. Now I'm going to click on it. Whenever you will click on it, the table wizard will be opened. It will give you the two categories by default, having a number of fields saved in it. So if you want to create the table related to business, then you may select to business. Otherwise, you may select the personal or so this time I am taking a business and going to select the suppose I want to make the category. Then there are the two name only, category ID and category name. Then you will select all both the fields by pressing Control and then click on it. Then it will take the fields selected field here, or you will, if you will select this arrow, then it will take all the fields whether you have selected or not to the selected field. But if you want to take the one field at a time, then you will have to click on this button like this and this. Now the table is being created by me. Now the next step, in this case, you will set the type and format. If you want to change the set and type, because here you can see the category ID, integer, auto value none, entry required. Do you want to make it mandatory? Then you will put it yes, otherwise you will put it no. So then suppose I want to make it yes. Okay, then set primary. Now whenever you will click on the next button, then it will take you the third step of your table because the wizard is going on. So the set primary key. Now in which field do you want to make it primary? Either you want to add a new like the previous table ID having a name ID, or you want to make a primary key from the existing column name. So I want to make the category as an this one. Now make it finish, then the table will be created. If you will click on finish, then the table will be created. You will click on the, you can see here that categories name is there because I have jumped the last step. If you will click on the next, then it will ask you the table name. Do you want to change the table name? Then you can change it. Otherwise, you may rename it from here. Now suppose TBL category. Now the name will be changed TBL categories. Now in this way, we can make the tables by using both of these methods. I hope so that the concept is clear to you. Now, in our next class, we will discuss that how to insert the data into the table, into our table. Till then, if you have any query, then you may ask the question in our chat box, or please like the video and subscribe the channel so that I can share more and more videos with you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye.